Hey, howdy. Hi, this is Ty from DIYCarbonBikes.com, and today we are going to discuss budget drivetrains for mountain bike. $200 to $400. Gravel bikes maybe too, but mostly mountain bikes. So this channel, we are for people that are building up new bikes. We are for people that might be updating or upgrading their bikes, and maybe you've been looking in the drivetrain category. The drivetrains that we're going to be looking at today are 1x drivetrain. This advancement in 1x technology has been great. Before 1x, you used to have a right shifter, a left shifter. You had to have cable routing on both sides. You had to have a front derailleur that often would have some rub. You had to worry about two things while you were riding. The advent of 1x11 drivetrains was great and really changed the game. And the advent of the clutch derailleur made it to where these chains weren't just dropping off when you had just one chain in the front. You didn't even need a chain guide anymore. So 1x drivetrains have been great advancement in the industry, yet they were expensive at first. But thankfully, in 2023, these have dropped down in price significantly. And so today we're going to look at those affordable 1x drivetrains. And you'll be surprised at how affordable some of them are if you're willing to sacrifice some little things. But we're going to talk about that today. And if you are interested, stick with us. So today we are going to go to our website, DIYCarbonBikes.com. And on the website, DIYCarbonBikes.com, we have a new page that we've developed called the Ultimate Mountain Bike Drivetrain and Groupset Comparison Guide. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up. Here we have it. This is on our website, DIYCarbonBikes.com. I will put a link in the description. But this is the page. And as we look at this page, let me kind of break down for you the information that we are giving you. As you can see, eventually we're going to go through mid-range. We're going to go through high-end drivetrains. We're going to take a look at the elite drivetrains as well. But we're going to start here at the affordable drivetrain, $100 to $400. And like I said, these are all 1x drivetrains. These are all clutch drivetrains. So how does this work? Well, we have the price and we have it listed from low to high. We have the weight listed. And you can see we put red if it's heavy, green if it's lighter, yellow if it's in between, orange if it's a little bit heavy. And so you can see that there. We have a range. So here we have what the cassette would be and that range percentage, the gold standard being 510 or 500, and everything in between. We have what we call step here, which is the amount of gaps, basically the percentage with this whole percentage you have and how big the gaps would be. And that's important to determine how well it will shift under load and basically how much your cadence will change based on your shift. So that's a significant issue. And then we have, of course, our crankset, our chain, our cassette, our shifter, our derailleur, some notes, and if it's available as a simple click and buy the whole group set, which usually that's just SRAM that does that. So that's the way we have it set up. So we are going to start with the 8-speed to 11-speed drivetrain. Okay, so we'll save our 12 speeds to here for a second, but we're going to start with the 8 speeds. So let's start with the cheapest drivetrain on the list here. The cheapest drivetrain on the list is the Microshift 8-speed. Okay, this is $143. It's 8-speed. Keep that in mind. It's 2,096 grams. So on that list, it's heavier, but not crazy heavy compared to, even some of the 12 speed. What you're really going to lose on this one, you're going to save money, but what you're really going to lose is you're going to lose the range. The cassette here is 12x46. If they would have went with 11x46, it would have had far too much of a step, far too much gaps. So in order to keep that gap range, even though it's the highest on the list, reasonable at 48%, they went with a 12x46 drivetrain. Here you can see I have each chain ring, and if you were running 90 cadence, what your speed would be, okay? So this one, if you would have to put a 32 on it at a minimum, or I mean, if you're riding all hills and you're not racing, maybe. But this range is kind of, you're maxing out at 18. If you're sprinting in a race or something like that, or you're riding in a flat area, probably not good. Because if you put a 34 on there, you're gonna get up to 20, which is good, but then you're gonna max out pretty early there. That means at 5.2 miles per hour, you'll run out of gears at 90 cadence. So keep that in mind. The range is not great. But if you go through and you look here, I'm recommending for both these cheaper drivetrains, I'm recommending this just Amazon brandless crankset. It does a really good job. It's 104 BCD chain, takes a normal chain. It's a typical Shimano 24 millimeter spindle. And it has this bolt on where you really don't have to worry about it loosening up. So it's a really efficient. It's heavy, 700 grams, but it's cheap. It is, again, just $55. So I recommend that. I might even recommend that here if you want to grab that here to think about that. The chain, just a typical Shimano or SRAM 8-speed chain. So this is where you get to the meat of it. An Eco-Lite 8, 12 to 46 cassette. This cassette is 12 to 46. It's only $30. Weight is decent. So pretty good deal there. Again, I told you the range issue, but price-wise, amazing. Shifter, you go with their typical 8-speed shifter here. You can click on this on the link on our website. It does have this. Some people don't like that. Some people do. I figure if I'm putting this on an affordable kid's bike, that actually might be pretty beneficial. And then you have your derailleur. And again, just $33. 8-speed medium cage, clutch on off. Going to be a good derailleur. Again, you might have some issues because of the gap, but otherwise, pretty clean drivetrain for, again, $143. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, only a little more, $188 for your Microshift 9-speed. Now, why are you going to spend extra money here just for the 9-speed? It's got the same weight. It has better range. That's why. You get the 11 tooth in the bottom, and you get a better step because you have now 9-speed instead of 10. Same cranks, simple 9-speed chain. You would go with what they have here at Jensen USA. They have here the Advent. You would want to pop that up to the 46, okay, to get all that range. And that's the Microshift 12. Then you would go with their Advent 9 shifter there. That's available on Amazon. Advent X, very easy. And then you would go with their Advent 9-speed derailleur. I'm recommending here the medium cage if you're just going with a 1x. And again, that's about $58. And so, again, good, straightforward, clutch on it, 9-speed. Okay, why would you go with the 10-speed? You're going to spend a good bit more, almost 100 more than the 8-speed. But with this one, you're getting significantly lighter. It's a pretty big sell there. You're getting much more range. Okay, you get an 11 to 48, so you add that 48 tooth to the top, so you get more range. Better step because you have more gears. You could either go with this SRAM SX. It's a power spline bottom bracket. It's going to be more stable, but it is the bottom bracket will be a little more heavy. So you might want to go with this. That's completely fine. And then you have your 11-speed chain. You have your what they call Advent X here cassette. Again, you get that 48 tooth. That's a big deal there. That's what you're paying for. So you get a little more gear range there. You get their 10-speed shifter available at Planet Cyclery, Advent X, and then you get their Advent X derailleur, $64, medium cage with clutch. That's probably your good middle of the road. Honestly, spend a little more, get that. Okay, or you could spend $2 more and get an 11-speed. There are some downsides though. For some reason, their 11-speed cassette only goes to 46. It's a little heavier. You get a better step because it's an 11-speed. You could go with the Truvative. I kind of just wanted to give you all a middle option here, but it's preference. It's dub spindle. Could go with these cranks if you wanted to. It require a dub spindle bottom bracket if you went with those Truvative, but that's a really good price, really, $80. 11-speed chain, what they call their G11 cassette, which is 46. Again, not really sure why they capped that on 46. There might be a 48 out there, but I didn't find it. It's a little lighter, and that's really where you save. As you can see here, you save a good bit of weight across the board, especially from the 9 on that weight. Okay, and then you get their shifter. It's probably going to be a little smoother shifting with an 11-speed. You're going to get their XCD derailleur, which this is available at 365 cycles, but you can see that's their 11-speed. Dub spindle bottom bracket. Honestly, for most people, this is really, I think, the ticket if you're going to go 8. Go ahead and go with that 10-speed. You get the better weight. You get the better range. You get the better step. And, you know, you're spending a little more, but it's not a lot. I mean, if you want to spend $100, go here. But that seems like the middle. So let's move in now to the 12-speed drivetrain. Okay, let's start here with Shimano Deore 12-speed. Shimano Deore 12-speed is $304. That's like a really good price. I mean, it really is. It's going to be heavier for sure, but you get gold standard 500% on your ring. Okay, step is good. Okay, because you've got 12-speed. So even though it's pretty big, you get a step there. Deore cranks, I like these. They look cool. Like they've got kind of that color shift Deore there. They've got all at competitive cyclists here. They've got all the different 30 and 32 and all the different sizes that you might want. $97. That's a really good deal. I really like those Deore. And then you would pair everything here. Deore chain, just a straight up Deore chain. You would get a Deore cassette, which available at Worldwide Cycler here, and it's a 10 to 51. Okay, Deore cassette. So that's pretty good there. In fact, I think I have that listed wrong. I think I only have 50. Yeah, so you're getting 510 on that Deore cassette. You get their shifter, the Deore shifter here at Planet Cyclery, and then you would get the Deore derailleur, which again I think looks really sharp as a 12-speed. It's only for a 12-speed derailleur, $48. Wow, I mean that's killer. Can't beat that. So here's your ticket though. Your problem with all your Shimano cassettes. They require a micro spline driver. If you're in the update category, you're just simply updating your drivetrain, you're going to have to go get a microspline driver because you might have a Shimano driver on it. All of these are Shimano, but if you go, and NX here takes Shimano, actually, on the cheap NX. Everything else, GX is XD, but these two are the one where you'd have to get a microspline. If you're building a new bike, okay, fine. If you're getting DIY carbon bike wheels, preferably, just get a microspline driver. You're good. But if you're starting from scratch, that might add $30, $50 in setup. So keep that in mind. Okay, Shimano SLX, you're paying almost 100 more. You're paying for a significant weight drop in about half a pound. You're getting the 510, which apparently this one's 510 as well. You get 53 or 43% there. You get your SLX crank arms, which are going to be nice, and you have to get the ring here. The weight's going to be a little better, and that's where you're going to see that across the board. Your SLX chain. Your SLX cassette, very nice. Kind of has a black tall chain, but really, I mean, what's the difference between this and the Deore? If they're both 51, your biggest difference is weight. It's like 50 grams. So you might want to just simply go with the Deore. It does look a little nicer maybe with that just black at the top. But shifter, SLX, shifter, $40 there. And then the SLX derailleur, really nice, $80, 12 speed. So there you go. So microspline driver, 24 millimeter spindle there. Same thing with the microspline driver. Okay, and then we have the NX, which for those of you that are SRAM fanboys and you want to spend less than $400 or around $400, you've got to buy the SRAM NX. But there's a lot, honestly, in this range, there's a lot not going for the NX, to be honest. It's more expensive. It's heavier. It's about 200 heavier than the SLX. It's got an 11 tooth in the bottom rather than a 50, so you get less range, better step because of less range. Crankset is a little heavier. Nice crankset. You can get it here from Planet Cyclery. They've kind of updated the NX. It looks a little better now. You can choose 170 or 175. That's with this 32. You could search for some others. You have your NX chain. You have your NX cassette, which if you're trying to like murder out the bike and go all black, then this one does have that look where the Deore and the SLX have that silver look. But it's really like holy. Like it has a lot of holes in it, which is an interesting look compared to some of the others. $108. Your shifter, a typical NX shifter here from Planet Cyclery, and then your derailleur's an NX derailleur. Okay, so with all that being said, what do you go with here? Honestly, you could go NX if you don't want to change your driver and you already have your driver just trying to go to one buy. It's not a bad price, and you're going to 12. You want to go to 12 speed. However, the Deore 12 and the SLX are better priced, better weight, better range. This one's not better weight technically, but you could just swap out the cassette or whatnot and get better weight, but better range. It's just better, to be honest. If it's easy for you to get the microspline driver, that's the deal. But recognize this too, though. You might already have a 24 millimeter spindle bottom bracket, and then you're gonna have to go out and get the dub bottom bracket for the NX. So that's something to consider as well. So if I was building a bike from the ground up, 12 speed, I would either do the Deore or the SLX, or I might mix and match some of it based on weight. If you went through and mix and matched, you save a good bit of weight on the crank, so you would go cranks there. Chain really doesn't matter. You could go Deore. This doesn't matter a ton. It looks like the SLX is about the same price, so you just get this one because it has better weight. You go with the Deore derailleur to save some money, or you save a couple grams going with the SLX, the shifter, and then with the derailleur, you save a lot of weight here going with the SLX, so you might want to do that. So that's how you can mix and match. Technically, you could mix and match an X. I know a lot of people, that's like blasphemy to suggest mixing Sram and Shimano, but you could do it. And in that case, if you wanted to go price to weight ratio here, you could go with the NX Eagle crankset, or you could really your SLX crankset is price to weight, probably the best way you want to go. Chain, doesn't really matter. You could go NX, you could go any of them. Cassette, you could go NX is real heavy. You could go SLX, shifter. You could go with any of these. You want to keep your shifter and your derailleur either Sram or Shimano. So you go either path that way. So that is kind of the final look at the affordable drivetrain. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, there is a link to our website in the description, DIYcarbonbikes.com. There is a link to the affordable drivetrain page in the description that we have listed over here. Please, the way I have the links done over there, click the links. It doesn't cost anything to you. It helps us continue to stay motivated to make videos like this by you simply clicking the links to go to our affiliate pages like Jensen USA, Planet Cyclery, Competitive Cyclist. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We plan on making more videos like this and lots of more videos to come for people that are building up their bikes and comparison and all that good stuff. So please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching the video, and absolutely happy riding.